Hi, everyone. Delfino Aguilar here, SVP of Wholesale Production at Kind Lending, with a very special guest with us today on our newest edition of Del Talk. Jessica Bennett is on with us today. She is a senior mortgage advisor and also vice president for More Than a Mortgage, lender in the East Coast, Pennsylvania. Jessica, thank you for joining our show today. We're really excited.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited, and this is an honor to be on with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Like, these are always fun. We were talking about how cold it is right now where you're at, and we're going to probably go there when it's not as cold, right? But 36 degrees, you said, is where it's at right now in the PA, right?
Yes, it's 36. So you may want to wait till like May or June to head this way.
Snow don't stop us to get loads. The snow doesn't stop us to get loads. So we'll go at any time. But yeah, it's definitely a little chilly out there for us in SoCal for sure. So Jessica, I'm really excited to talk about this. You're one of our first brokers that got approved with us. You're a pioneer broker for us. You have a strong relationship with one of our AEs in the East Coast, but we're going to get to that. But maybe you could talk to us a little bit about yourself, your history, and how you ended up where you're at now at such a great company.
Absolutely. So when I graduated high school, I went to college for a little bit, and as any 18-year-old, I did not love it. So I actually got a cosmetology license, and I didn't love that either. So I had an opportunity to work for a broker. I will be in the industry 19 years in April. So this opportunity came up, and I was not qualified at all. And the person who hired me, Darla Wise and Ellery Chrisman, they said that they hired me because I was calling them every other day. And they're like, well, in this industry, if she's that aggressive, she should do well. So I was in my very early 20s. I had a 9-month-old at the time, and I worked my way up there from an originator to vice president. I met my husband there, and from there, I went into some local banking, and it was just over the past 3 years that we started More Than a Mortgage. I had a great opportunity to partner with Fish Real Estate, who is one of our affiliates. They're one of the largest realtors in our area, Clinton-Lycoming County. So it's we have offices inside of their real estate office in Lycoming and Clinton County. So our business is right here. We're with the realtors. They're down the hall from me. So it's very cool that we're in that situation and are able to be so hands-on with them.
All right, so that's an awesome background, Jessica. I mean, it's great to see. You have a lot of experience, especially you guys are working with Fish Realty, and you're in their location. So how does that give you an advantage? I mean, do real estate agents just walk into your loan officers? Has it changed a bit because of COVID now? How do you keep that strong connection going with those agents? Because it's a little bit different environment now, right?
Absolutely. So there for a while, the realtors were not able to be in the office in our area. Things are loosening up, and they are coming in more often. So it's so unique because literally, yes, on the floor I'm on, they're right down the hall from me. They're downstairs. In our other location, we're all in one building. So they can jump in and see me. It's not like they have to call or wait for me to return a call, because I see them in person pretty much every day. So that's a very unique situation to be in. And sometimes, like when I was younger, I felt like it was so hard to build relationships with real estate agents because they have their people they like to use. But with this, I have a really good, strong relationship with the owner of Fish Real Estate and the realtor. So it just makes it's so nice for us to be able to have that.
Right. And that's definitely a really important relationship piece, and I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think, having strong relationships with your partners is important, right? I want to get into a little bit about how you guys, named your company, More Than a Mortgage. I love that piece, right? But since you touched on relationship piece, I want to talk about that, because you have a strong relationship with your account executive and your partners. So your partners are your agents, and then you look at your lenders for that. What are some things that you look for for an account executive? Is it knowledgeable? Is it being accessible to them? What are some things you look for in an AE when you're trying to build that relationship?
Communication is like very big for me. Like
Mhm.
we have Scott. I've known Scott for, my husband and I have both known Scott for 19 years when we started in the industry. And
Right.
what I love about Scott is he always answers you. Even if he can't answer you immediately, he will call back in the evening. I've talked to him on Saturday and Sundays. We
Yeah.
text. And he always gets the answer. And I feel like he's so passionate about what he does. And he's very, very knowledgeable. And I feel like he has a great relationship with the underwriters, which makes it such an easy process. So communication is key for me. I hate reaching out to somebody and not getting an answer. But we never have that with Scott. We always have an answer, and he almost always picks up our call. So I love that.
Right. Yeah, I think communication is key. It's interesting because, it's simple, right? Communication, setting expectations the right way. And every guest that we talk to, that's like the number one thing that they mention that they really like in all their relationships, either with title, real estate agents, AEs, lenders, is constant communication and, being able to set the right expectation. I think, thank you for sharing that, because I think that's, as a lender, you look for that because you have a lot of options, right, Jessica? You can deliver all your loans to a lot of great lenders. Everybody's great, but we hope that our people are a competitive advantage, And I wanted to touch on that because I think it's important you talk about relationships, because at Kind, we really value the relationship, especially with brokers like you. So thank you again for being on our on our show today, because I know you're busy. And I think that's something we really value. So transitioning a little bit to your name, I love it, and I keep on looking at it. I have my little notes here, right? I keep on looking at it because it means a lot, and because like you said, when you call our lock desk, you call the office, more than a mortgage, right? So more than a mortgage. So what does that mean, and where did that really come from for you guys? Because it's awesome. It's an awesome name for a company, by the way.
Thank you very much. And it's very hard to say when we're calling in. People always say, what? But,
Right.
I was actually, when we were starting the company, we were trying to throw out names, and my husband had suggested, what about more than a mortgage? And when we thought about it, it is more than a mortgage. I don't want to be a transactional business. It's about building relationships, long-standing relationships. Almost every client that I worked with, either during the process or after, we're getting Facebook requests on, my personal page. They send pictures. And, when they meet with their friends and family and they're talking about a mortgage, I don't want them to say, oh, maybe call that. Call Jessica because she did a great job for us. But it's not just about closing loans and transactions. Like every customer needs to be treated with respect, and every customer is different, so it's really getting to know them on a personal level, and we do care about it. Like I have a lot of sleepless nights, and it's because I care, and that's what more than a mortgage is to me. It's more than just doing a mortgage for them. It's building a long-standing relationship.
That's awesome. I mean, obviously, you guys have a lot of repeat customers, right? When you
Yes.
guys help with the purchase and the refinance, how do you stay connected with your customers that you've closed purchases on? Do you guys have a mailer? How do you stay connected with your past clients?
What we do is, so we've been here 3 years. So for this year, we were able to reach out to the first year people because some of those rates were in the higher fives. So I just run a report on Calyx, text messages, emails, call them. A lot of times too, like I'll get a message on my personal Facebook page, hey Jess, like you did our loan, people are saying about refinancing. So I really try to just follow up. I think follow up is so important in this business. So just looking every month at the 3 years prior, like where those clients are and what their rates are. And my assistant, Kathy, she is amazing. She is on top of that. Every month she gives me a report so that we can reach out to those customers. And I usually try to do phone call, email, and text just to cover everything.
That's awesome. So you mentioned Facebook. I'm noticing that more and more of our customers are becoming a lot more social media savvy. You've seen videos, you're seeing a lot of interviews, you're seeing a lot of, like, some of them are even starting podcasts. You mentioned Facebook. Are you guys pretty active in social media? Is that a big platform for your company?
We do use Facebook a lot. We post our closings. We always try to get a picture at the closing with the clients, and then I post that. And that, I feel like, is huge. People love seeing that. The customers love it. They share it with their families. they tag themselves, and then I always share it to my personal page just to reach more people. So that is a platform that we do use a lot, is Facebook.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of it, a lot more of it. We're becoming active in Clubhouse, so hopefully you can be our guest on Clubhouse when we start rolling that out as well too. So there's a lot of different platforms. So let's take a step back and think about how you guys adjusted your business in 2020. It was heavily purchase business, heavy refi business. It was a crazy market. How did you guys adjust in 2020? And what are your thoughts moving forward in 2021 for your business? Do you see any challenges might be coming? So let's just talk about 2020 first. I mean, I can't believe it's already March right now, but I just blinked and it was March again, right? But talk to us about how 2020 was overall for your guys' company.
2020 was so crazy. It was so busy, but there were so many challenges that we had to overcome with COVID. Courthouses being shut down, attorney's offices being closed, the real estate office was closed. So we really all had to work together to get loans completed. We had some files where people were laid off. Their companies were shut down. That was a huge challenge, but I can say, we have good partnerships and good relationships with our lenders, and we're able to get, extensions and things like that. But we never seemed to slow down. 2020 was so busy. And all I can say about COVID was at least you couldn't go on vacation, because I probably wouldn't have been able to anyway, because it was so busy. Going into 2021, I think the thing that we learned was we need to be proactive, not reactive. You have to think about, if you ever got in that situation again, let's hope that it never happens again. What can we do to be more proactive? My assistant, Kathy, got her notary. She didn't have that before. We could have really used that during COVID when attorneys or paralegals couldn't be there. So that's something that we did. And I also feel like just being true to yourself and doing what you do every day. You have to communicate. You have to keep doing what you're doing. You've got to stay on top of things. We discuss this every day, Kathy and I, when we have price changes. If you're out to lunch or running errands and you're not locking loans that need to be locked, it can really have an impact on your customers. So I just feel like staying so involved in the business, staying in communication with your lender, your account executive, and just being proactive. That's what's going to get us through 2021, because everybody's always going to buy a home and everybody's always going to have a reason to refinance. So we just have to keep that in mind at the end of the day.
That's true. I think you're right. No matter what rates do, people are always going to have to buy a home, and people are always going to have to refinance for whatever life situation comes up or whatever they want to do in their life at the time. We talked a little bit about the AE relationship in earlier, and I know, Jessica, you have people knocking on your door all the time asking for your business, right? And we're very blessed to have your partners. Our underwriters fight to get your loans. They come out so clean, so it's awesome. So thank you for that. The ops team was wanting me to make sure I said that, because they absolutely love your business. But what are some things that you look for? We talked about the AE piece, but what's important for you in a lender? I mean, is it the ownership? Is it how the company's structured? What's important to you as a mortgage broker with your wholesale lender?
Core values and communication. I will be 100% transparent. We only use 2 investors. And we use only 2 investors because I'm very particular about who we're going to work with. I need to have constant communication. There's times where a deal might not work out. And I love the fact that, I'm just going to give a shout out to Jim Sims and Pam McCool, because I feel like I've developed such a great relationship with them. And if Jim says, hey, Jess, this just isn't going to work, I'm not going to go send it somewhere else. I trust him. And I know that if it's not going to work, there's a reason. And maybe we can talk about how we can get it to work in a couple months. I feel like that's just one thing that I feel people make a mistake on is 6, 7, 8 lenders. I don't do business with like that. I'm a relationship person. I like to give business to people who treat us the way we wanted to be treated. And I feel that we have that in the two investors that we use in it. It's all about your people. It's about your service. Your service is great, but I'll be honest, it's more about the people. I love working with your people.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. I'm telling you, I really, Scott and I were talking this morning he says you guys have a great operational setup. Your files come in clean. You make us shine because you give us good work, right? To work on. So good loans. And so thank you for that. I mean, I really appreciate your information and everything that you're sharing with us, because a lot of people, some of the people watching us, are questions of why to partner with Kind, and what are successful brokers out there in the industry like you doing with their markets, right? That notary piece with your assistant is a key. That's how you guys change quickly, constant communication with your customers. So let me ask you one final thing. So I've noticed that during this process of getting to know people and talking to different type of guests, everybody has a routine. A morning routine, like they wake up early, they run, or they drink their coffee by themselves, whatever. Do you have a morning routine? Do you stick to a plan every morning? If do you feel comfortable sharing with it, share it with it. Everybody shares whatever routine they have. Do you have one by chance?
Yes. I'm a very routine OCD personality. So one thing that I do with my files, so if I have a customer applying tomorrow, I do a night before review of their file on every file. It doesn't matter how late it is. Just to look at the file, make sure all the forms are in there, make sure that if there's something I need from them, I have a note. And I feel like that's how we're able to get the files in so clean, because I really tried to pay close attention to that. My husband and I are actively involved in a fitness center in our area, Full Armor Wellness, and we go there every day. I get up very early, typically 4:30, especially when our kids are very involved in sports. So when they have sporting events, we go to the gym at 5:30. We both go, take the kids to school, go into work. Typically, we both get home late because my husband's in banking, so he does commercial lending. And we go to our kids' baseball games, football games, track meets, and then we both work in the evenings as well. And one thing that I'm very routine about is before I end my day, I go through every text message, every phone call, and every email, because I do get a lot of text messages. And my rule to myself is everybody has to be responded to that day. So I would never call anybody at 10 or 11, but I may send a text or an email and say, hey, I did get your message. I will be with you first thing in the morning. And that's my routine. Like, that's just what I do. I try to give myself a little time. And that's why I'm very committed to the gym I go to. Plus, I feel like in our business, you have got to be out and about. You've got to be around people. If you are not a people person and you are not involved in your community, you shouldn't be in this business. So that's pretty much my day. It's work, a little time for myself at the gym, and then we have 3 children. So incorporate that as well. Don't have any time left to sleep.
Yeah, I know. I gotta tell you, I love your routine. I'm a big proponent. I talked to the guests that we've had on here about self-care, and especially in this business, I firmly believe that I'm an early riser too. That 4 o'clock, 4:30 a.m. Get prepared for your day. Get some workouts on, get on the Peloton, do whatever you got going on to get your mind right for the day. And I think that's important. And it's something that I have noticed with every top performer, Jessica, every top performer, broker, loan officer, the people that we're bringing on to our show, everyone has a morning routine that they're disciplined on. And I think that's something that everybody should develop, no matter what profession you're on, but I think, thank you for sharing that, because that's one of the things that we're going to be asking people to share this year is how do you prepare for the day and what separates you? And thank you for sharing that, because fitness is key too, especially in this environment. We're all stuck from home. I was out in the field with two of my AEs last week, and man, it feels good to be out and shake hands and high five and, even bro hug, got some bro hugs in. So those were fun. So yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that, because I think it's extremely important to share that, so, but listen, we took a lot of your time today. I know you're busy. You gave us a lot of knowledge bombs, as I like to say. Thank you for sharing that, all the information that you share with our team. But most importantly, Jessica, thank you for the business. I'm serious. Thank you for the partnership. We value you a ton. I can't wait to go out there to see you with Glenn. You know, hopefully we can meet you at the restaurant up there for some barbecue, you know.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you for opening your doors. And I just want to thank everybody on your team. You guys are solid, and we absolutely love you. Make my job easier.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate the partnership. So I hope you guys enjoyed our newest episode of Del Talk. If you want to learn more about Jessica and More Than a Mortgage, if you want to learn more than a mortgage, you can go to her Facebook page, also LinkedIn. Thank you for watching our newest edition of Del Talk. If you want to learn more about Kind Lending, please go to kindlending.com. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Jessica. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Take care.